Hey guys, it's Cooley Smiley, and it's time for another monthly favorites video. Last month was November, and I'm going to tell you about some of my favorite things that I did, saw, experienced, etc. in the month of November. Let's just do the thing. How about that? My first favorite thing on my list for November has been playing Mass Effect off stream. I very rarely give myself an off stream game because most of the time, once I'm done streaming, I'm just kind of sick at sitting at this desk. But lately, I've been craving like some late night me time gaming. So I re downloaded Mass Effect so that I could flirt with aliens in my free time. Anyway, I'm having a great time. Fun fact about me, I never actually played all of Mass Effect 1. I played all of Mass Effect 2 on stream years and years and years ago when I wasn't streaming on Twitch and when I streamed on another website that we don't talk about anymore. But I hardly remember what happens because back then I was so focused on chat that I would play story games and it would just don't ask me what happens in the most recent Tomb Raider game because I know I beat that 100% on stream. I don't remember anything. So it's been nice, actually sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying the game to the fullest on my own. Actually, now I'm craving playing it some more. I might have to play some after this. In the month of November, I have also been recording my journal entries on my phone using a camera instead of recording journal entries in my actual journal. It's actually halfway through December and I'm not doing this anymore, but this is what I was doing in November because, to be honest, November was a really hard month for me. And it was really difficult for me to even be motivated enough to put pen to paper. But journaling is the number one healing thing for myself. Gratitude and writing down the things that I'm happy for and grateful for, but also writing down the things that I did for myself. It's a good reminder of what I could do the next day or stuff that I should have done that I didn't do that is healing for me. You know, when you have an ADHD brain, you kind of forget to take care of yourself sometimes. So when you write down the ways that you took care of yourself or the ways that you didn't, then you're like, oh shoot, I should do that tomorrow. But for me, it's also because I have so many thoughts in my brain sometimes that until I write them out, they don't settle down, if that makes sense. So even when I'm too lazy or too exhausted or too unmotivated to put pen to paper, recording my journal entry on my phone has helped me settle those thoughts. It's helped me put those thoughts in order. And it's also calmed me down from possible beginnings of panic attacks. And I've recommended this to people in my audience who do feel like sometimes they don't have people in their lives who can comfort them or ground them. Sometimes just pretending your phone is somebody you needed to talk to can be just as helpful. So this has been my number one way of journaling in November. The very next thing on my list is part of the reason that I stayed sane in November, and that is Friendsgiving. The holidays are hard. The holidays are difficult, especially when you are alienated from your family or when you don't feel like you have a family to go to, or if you don't even have a family to go to in general. The holidays are hard. And this past November had been really difficult for me. But I got invited to a Friendsgiving with a lot of friends that I've met through Twitch, and just being surrounded by people who understand me and see me as valid and who I could just be myself around and eat yummy food and drink yummy drinks and just laugh all night was one of the best experiences I've had since coming over to Twitch in an IRL setting. I said this before to some of my viewers and to my therapist that at Friendsgiving, I had this moment where I kind of looked at my friend Bearkey and I was looking at her not from a distant lens. And I don't know if you'll understand this if you don't struggle with depression and anxiety. But sometimes I feel like in social situations, I'm there, but I'm watching everything happen from afar. And maybe it's because I'm putting on facades or I'm masking in some way, or I don't even know fully. But at Friendsgiving, I wasn't doing that. I was being my full, genuine self and just having a great time. I wasn't worried about what people would say. I was just there and present. And it was huge and important. And the first time I felt like that in years. If you don't understand, yes? Well, that can't be helped, can it? I think it means I think it means that my new meds are working and I'm thrilled about that. think Isley is too. All right, moving on. The next thing on my list has to do with Friendsgiving, but also just has to do with the month of November because I did it multiple times in November, and that's Gartic Phone. Gartic Phone is a free game that you can play online. All you have to have is a smartphone or a computer or a tablet of some sort, and you don't have to own the game because it's free. Just look up GarticPhone.com or something along those lines. And basically, it's telephone, but with pictures. So you and your friends will get your phones out, and all of you guys are going to draw pictures and create prompts. And the pictures slowly deteriorate to something hopefully not dirty, but oh my God, when we were playing for Friendsgiving, everything ended up having penises. And that's when you know that your friendships are true, right? I don't know. Anyway, I just love Gartic Phone. I think it's such a fun version of the board game Pictionary, basically, but now in 2021. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just had to put it on the list because, I mean, look at some of these drawings that I did. They're pretty great. I'm pretty proud of myself. If you guys don't follow my friend Chris Melberger, he has a gaming channel on YouTube as well, and he posts Gartic Phone from his streams. Sometimes I'm in them and sometimes I'm not, but they're always funny. Sometimes when I need to relax and like eat lunch with myself, I'll like sit at my desk and watch some of his Gartic Phone streams on YouTube. Always a great time. Now, I know I'm talking about Thanksgiving a lot, but that was kind of what my month of November was surrounding around. The day of Thanksgiving was really difficult for me because I was alone and I was planning to stream, and to be honest, I was just really sad. I was not expecting to be so damn sad on Thanksgiving. But the thing that's on my list is my neighbor. She is always checking on me. She's just a wonderful force and a wonderful person. I'm so grateful that she lives near me and has decided to force her way into friendship with me, because I'm one of those people that sometimes you have to force your way into friendship with, because I don't reach out to people and I never ask for help. And anyway, it's something I'm working on. There's many reasons I'm in therapy. Ever since she's moved here, she's kind of like checked up on me. Sometimes she'll feed me, especially if her husband's out of town and she has extra food. She will send some my way. She knows I live alone and all those things. So on Thanksgiving, I woke up from a text from her asking, like, hey, are you in town? Are you alone? Would you like to come over and eat with us? Because we don't want you to be alone on Thanksgiving. And I told her I had to work, which was the plan. And when I woke up that morning, I felt fine. Like, I was like, oh, this will be easy peasy lemon squeezy. But I told her I had to work, and she was like, well, let me at least like give you some food. And I was like, okay, cool, bet, sure, absolutely. I would love to have some food because I am not cooking for myself today. Anyway, as the day went on, I just got sadder and sadder. I think what I did is I was looking at other people's posts on social media and letting that get to the toxic part of my brain where it's like, why don't I have people who love me the way that these people do? And it's just not true. I do. And we have to remember that sometimes our brains are just so mean to us, and it's almost never true. And I did have somebody who loved me and cared about me that day. And my neighbor, once they were done eating, she came over and she gave me 5 plates of food. 5. I ended up bawling while I ate it. Ate it is not a word. The food was delicious. It was more than just food. It was sentimental and important, and it felt good to be cared for without family on a holiday that is so surrounded around family. So yeah, grateful for my neighbor. Not only that, but after I got that text from her, I went to let Isley out in my backyard, and we had a windstorm the night before. And part of my fence was knocked down, completely, because of the wind. Bless you. Part of my fence got knocked down by the wind. The wind itself knocked my fence down. And I didn't know what to do because I don't own power tools and I've never fixed anything in my life. So my neighbor is this strong, powerful, incredible, independent woman. She's married, but she does a lot on her own because her husband has to travel a lot for work. She came over and she was like, come on. Female empowerment. We don't need a man to fix this. She brought over her power tools, and the two of us put the fence up together. She taught me how to do it all, and we fixed the fence. That's probably not huge for a lot of people, but for me, who was never taught how to fix shit, I was like, I don't need no man. I don't need no dad. Am I good? I don't know. Let's move on to the next thing. Next thing on my list. In the month of November, I did a lot of resting and being gentle with myself. And when I say that, I don't mean self-care and spa days. No, I mean taking naps when I need them. Sleeping in when my body says you should probably sleep in. being late to stream because I knew I wasn't ready and I needed to chill. Knowing that maybe I was about to get anxious, and instead of speeding up the process of what I needed to do because of the anxiety, grounding myself first and taking a moment, and then probably napping after. I've been napping a lot lately, and I know that's a symptom of depression, but I also think it's part of the healing process because I'm on these new meds and it's exhausting. My therapist basically told me, when you live your whole life in fight or flight mode, eventually that catches up to you and you're tired. And honestly, I just think I've been tired. So I've been late to a lot of my streams. Some of my streams have been way more laid back than I've ever allowed them to be. And honestly, I've been enjoying that. It's felt, I keep saying healing, but it feels that way. And sometimes the viewers need a more laid back stream, and I'm learning that. Not the hard way, but this way. So yeah, it's been really nice to just take it easy. Like, after Halloween, I was work, costumes, pictures, photo shoot, filming, editing, doing all the things, TikTok, this, makeup. My face was so covered in makeup for a whole month, my dudes. And this last month, I was just like, I'm gonna snooze. And I'm gonna keep hitting snooze. And I'm just gonna go live when I'm ready to. And it's been great. And last but not least, on my November favorites, I have to say, my grandma. She's one of my favorite people. She always has been, and she always will be. And this month, I officially came out to her as a bisexual woman, and she was accepting. And it made me realize that I needed to go see her. So, hi, I can officially be my full self because she watches my YouTube videos. So I've been avoiding saying it, even though the signs were there. But hi, I'm a bisexual woman and my grandma knows now. So, but yeah, at the end of October, so at the end of November, I went to visit my grandma and I spent a few days with her, and they were the first few days I've spent with her in over 2 years because of the pandemic and because I had come out and I kind of was scared how she'd react, so I kind of avoided her. And I'll never do it again. Ever since I've realized how accepting she is and how important she is in my life. We've talked on the phone every single day, and she's a pillar in my life again, and I'm gonna cry. It hurts knowing how much time we lost, but I am so grateful for her. Here's some pictures and videos of the cute shit we did when I visited her, because I can't talk. Isn't she so cute, though? She's literally so cute. Anyway, I love her so much, and it feels good to have her in my life again. She made me work out with her, and she showed me up at the gym, let me tell you. We baked cookies, we did the whole 9 yards. We saw Christmas lights together. It was amazing. Anyway, I'm trying to convince her to come hang out with me for like a month in Austin. So send out the good vibes that she'll come hang out with me and us maybe soon. We'll see. I know that coming out isn't always a happy ending for a lot of people, and it wasn't for me for some people, but I'm grateful that it was a good ending with my grandma because she means the world to me. I want to document this moment so that I can always look back on it, but I don't want to dwell on it because I know that coming out isn't always pleasant for everybody else. And if you're one of those people, please know that I will always support you. Anybody in the Cooley crew, anyone in this community wants you to be able to express yourself in the ways that feel most true to you. And we will not judge, and we love and care about you, and we're rooting for you. And if my grandma supports me, she supports you too. My grandma's rooting for you too. You don't have a grandma who supports you? Now you do. You got a grandma and an older sister or a younger sister. You're loved and cared for, and I'm grateful that you're here. So there you go. That was my list of favorites in November. It was altogether a pretty decent month. I feel like it went by so fast though. Like, December's gonna be over soon. It's not. Every month is just like 2022 is like here. That just hit me. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like and leave a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't. Hit the bell button so you can get notified when I post new videos. We've been posting a lot of Animal Crossing content, and I'm getting back on posting Song of Horror and getting through that whole series. So if that interests you, make sure you stick around. And I will see you guys on the YouTubes later. I guess, I don't know, let's talk like Harley Quinn together, friends. Wait, I should add these pants to my November list. Cause look at them. Bonus. Bonus November face. Flare jeans. My curvy bitches out there. Ladies, femmes, non-binary folk who like a little curve. Consider the flare.